You're listening to a download from the outdoorstation.co.uk. Number 602.
Hello and welcome back to the final episode of our Wainwright Coast to Coast series, recorded in May 2025. This is the journey where Rose and I shouldered our backpacks and camped our way across the country, following the world-famous route that will finally gain National Trail status in 2026. We begin this closing chapter at Intake Farm, where we spent a peaceful night camping on their wonderfully flat garden. At dawn, a different chorus of birdsong slipped through the tent, something I'd never really paid much attention to before. But after a couple of weeks on the trail, your ears start to tune in. You begin to notice the subtle changes in sound as the landscape shifts around you. And that morning, as strange as it may seem, we could both feel it. We had truly arrived in the east of the country. Waking up at Intake Farm, it's 7 a.m. and it's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Strangely, the one thing we noticed waking up here in the garden compared to all the other places we've woken up is the birdsong. The dawn chorus was completely different. Completely different. And Rose got out the bird identifier app at one stage during the night to try and identify a strange sound we hadn't heard before. What was the name of that bird, Rose?
Barn swallow.
Which was apparently a barn swallow. I didn't quite wake up enough to record it, but the app tells us exactly what it was. It's been quite useful actually. It's quite a novel thing, the Merlin app. So if you have the opportunity to put that on your phone when you're outdoors, it gives you an idea of what you're listening to birdsong wise. But a fine morning, a few streaky clouds, one of those long streaky clouds in the sky, otherwise it's blue, pretty much the same way that we started actually. And so the sun is fairly high above the horizon now, and Simon and Ruth and the two other ladies inside are waiting for their breakfast, which I think will be in half an hour or so. So we're just pottering really on dewy grass, just packing and repacking, and we'll get the kettle on in a second and have a brew and boil up our porridge, so we're ready for the day, which won't be very long by all accounts. It's only 6 or 7 miles, I believe, down to the coast, and then we've got the sort of slight coastal path and a big curve before we get to Robin Hood Bay itself, and then the party really begins. It's almost 11:30 now. We finally managed to drag Simon and Ruth away from their fantastic full breakfast that Judith supplied at Intake Farm, while we were sitting scratching on the window outside, begging for more, having just enjoyed our instant porridge. But we're all in great spirits, everybody's very happy. We're just crossing Greystones Moor now. We've got the sea over to our left. Sun is out, low cloud, but with still plenty of sunshine, and a cool breeze joining us from behind as we make our way towards the coast. Spread out ahead of us are dribs and drabs of 2s and 3s and 4s of other people that are also finishing today, all obviously heading for the same location. I think we're the only ones that are carrying all our own equipment. The rest of them are day packs, but talking to a few of them coming past, they're on a time scale. They have to be there by 1:30 so that the baggage collection service can collect them, which has taken the edge off it for them, really. They can't actually get there in their own pace enjoy it, relax, celebrate, and then get collected. They're actually on a time scale, which I think's quite strange, really, after best part of a couple of 100 miles. But the girls behind me, I can hear them nattering away, so I'm sure it's keeping them happy. And Simon and I are talking about the highs and lows, and various good bits. So hopefully, if we sit down for a cup of tea or a coffee shortly, we'll just review some of the key moments that have left an impression on us. But in the meantime, it's a yomp across the moor. It's gone 1 o'clock and we're at the Coast Cafe, only a few miles now from the finish line, just replenishing ourselves with a delightful range of bites to eat and tea and coffee ready for the last push. And I thought it'd be a bit of fun to ask Rose, Ruth and Simon 3 important questions. What was the best food that they had somewhere along the journey? Where was the best camping experience? And what was their most memorable moment? So ladies first, and we'll start with Rose.
Right.
Your best food.
Best food. Can I have 2?
Yeah.
2. So one was at Ruth, at the Bull. I think it was a Bull, because I've been craving salads and vegetables and things, and they haven't been a lot of it's been fried and chips and stuff. So they actually did a build your own salad bar bowl with quinoa, endami beans, leaves and everything, and then you could top it with salmon or whatever, and I had char grilled chicken on top, and that was delicious. And my second one was Eccles cakes from Keld. They were superb. So yes, I think partly because you was hungry and it just filled that bill, and they were the nicest Eccles cake I've had for ages.
Excellent. Okay then, Ruth, food.
Food. Well, I had how should I say? I accidentally met 2 persons, Pat and Damien. So they invited me to go over their place to have lunch. So they made me scrambled eggs and bread. That was really, really nice. Very simple, but very nice. And after that we got Yorkshire cake with Swaledale cheese. Did I say it right? Swaledale? I got it right, yes.
Oh, okay.
That was really nice.
And Simon?
Right, well, I was going to say halloumi burger at the Blue Bell Inn because it was a decent portion, and I love halloumi burgers, but I think my favourite would have to be the all-you-can-eat breakfast at the YHA in Grinton outside of Reef, because you can just keep going up and stuff your face and full for the day, and I smuggled a banana out as well, so it's good value. I enjoy it.
Excellent. Okay. And the next one is the camping. Where is the most memorable camping for you?
Oh, without doubt, it was Grisdale Tarn, between Grasmere and Patterdale, up on the hills there. It was just idyllic. The tarn was crystal clear and the sky was blue, and it was no one there, or there was one other camper there, but it was just an idyllic wild camp. Beautiful.
My favorite place must be Danby Whisk. So it was just I don't know how many people were running this place. One lady mostly
Vicky,
took care of me, Vicky.
Yeah.
Yes, but I had this feeling they have been thinking about everything, what a Ghost to Coaster really needs. So a lot of love and a lot of care. It's just a very nice place.
Excellent.
Well, I think it would have been Danby Whisk, but I didn't stop there. I think I missed out by the sounds of it. My favourite camp was at Chapel House Farm in Wainwright in Borrowdale. I don't know why. It was just a simple place, quite a large field, not a lot in the way of facilities, but it was a nice chap who come around and collect your money. And I think it's because it was really nice weather, and there was another guy I'd been speaking to on the way, so we both camped there and had just a nice chilled out evening there. So I enjoyed that.
Excellent. And finally, the most memorable moment. Can you think of the memorable moments?
Not really. There's been a lot of nothing spectacular, but there's been lots of small, memorable moments. Some of the paths we've done the last couple of days by the River Esk, through the woodlands, have
you've
just
enjoyed those particularly, haven't you?
Beautiful, with the dappled light and the greens and the wildflowers and birdsong. They've just been magical. So probably those have been my favourite bits.
Okay. Memorable moment?
I think I have loads of them. Most of them are combined with meeting very kind people. Well, I got a hot water bottle as a present, and then I met Pat and Damien, who just invited me to their house and shared their meal and made the place very warm. And I have just been meeting very, very nice and kind people. A lot of kindness here, so the whole travel would be a very memorable moment.
Excellent, great.
Well, there's been so many memorable views. You know, the whole journey's been picturesque. But I think one evening at Lordstones, when we weren't sure what we were going to do for the evening, and a friend of Ruth and Matt came out, and we played hangman in Ruth's cabin. That was just a fun evening, a random evening in Clara's cabin. Yeah, that was fun. And meeting you guys and walking with you guys. I mean, I met you, Bob and Rose, it was the first day, and we met again in the middle, and we met since, and we're going to finish together. And Ruth have bumped into on and off most of the way, and it's been great.
Excellent, good. So what would mine be? I'm struggling on the food front thinking about it, actually. You keep mentioning that Eccles cake, and it really did stick in my mind.
What about, so you've had some nice pints?
The beer, the Theakston pints have taken me by surprise, has been going down so smoothly, so I'll go for the beer. The camping would have to be either Danby Whisk or Grisdale Tarn. Danby Whisk because it annoys Simon most of all, I think, but Vicky was such a fabulous host there, but Grisdale Tarn was a wonderful wild camp. And memorable moments, I think some of those initial climbs in the lakes that were just gut-wrenching, and they never seemed to come to an end, and I really doubted whether we were going to actually do the walk for the first 4 days with some of those climbs. I think that's what I remember, although I remember them fondly, strangely. Now I've completed them. Anyway, thanks guys, that was a bit of fun.
Cheers.
Well, it's just gone 3:15, and we finally made it to Robinswood Bay. Naturally it's on a slope, as you might expect. We were just looking for the infamous sign to go to and get our pictures, and for Simon's Garmin watch to play a pretty tune that he's completed his walk.
No, this way, Dal. Glenn.
It's a lovely sunny afternoon. Oh, it would be down a steep hill, wouldn't it? Oh. So it's a blowy but sunny afternoon. The place is full of couples and tourists, people enjoying the weather, walking the dogs, sitting back with an ice cream. And unfortunately we've got a really steep hill to go down past the fish box to get to the magical sign. I don't mind going down it, but coming back reminds me of Gromont all over again. Oh, this is going to be fun. Nice to see shops open. Fish and chip shops, vegetable shops, ice cream shops. Old schoolhouse, independent hostel providing accommodation. Families, groups and schools. That's a shame.
Congratulations. You on for Prosecco again?
Yeah, we have Prosecco waiting for us.
Oh.
And a certificate of completion.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No.
Oh, we'll sit this hill at the end.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's a bit sore, but yeah, we're gonna have some fish and chips now. Yeah, we're gonna
Nice to see the shops open, isn't it?
I know, yeah. For a change.
Yes, yeah. Typical, isn't it? The last day, the last place. It's the only place that's open. Yeah, the only place that's
Did you have
open.
a table with Prosecco and
Yeah, he did. I don't think
fantastic.
where is
Well
it?
done.
It was
Brownie
that round
points.
corner.
Oh, that's it. That's tea in bed for the next week.
Quite a brass band. Just a certificate.
Prosecco waiting. fine, yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Enjoy your next adventure.
Yes, you too.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice to meet you.
See ya. So we're down at the Bay Hotel. This is traditionally, I think, where people throw their stones when the tide's in, but the tide isn't in.
Just going to get these. Sorry, we're just going to get a photo, don't we?
Because it says it's the end and we just...
Oh, right, sorry.
Sorry, do you mind if we just...
Let me get my big head out the way.
Oh,
you could. Do you want me to shift?
No, you're right. I've got me in.
Have you got you?
I don't know if you. Oh, if you could, that'd be brilliant.
Wonderful.
Sorry, guys.
What achievement. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done.
Just a big button there.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Where are we?
Yeah. Oh, you've probably got
Can you
Can you see the sign? Sign?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a few if you would, just in case. It's a funny camera.
Does someone want it on their phone? as
Thank
well?
you.
Bob won't.
Yeah.
Through there, don't on your phone as well.
Yeah, if you could. Thanks very much.
Cheers. And that's it. We're standing down on Robin Hood Bay. Yeah, congratulations, buddy. Nice to meet you. Nice to walk with you both. Well done.
Well done. Woo. Put our feet on the sand at least, so I'm not walking out to the sea, that's for sure. We've done it.
Done it. Well done, Rose.
Yeah.
Just down the causeway now. We're now on the beach at Robin Hood's Bay, surrounded by lots of happy holidaymakers here that are just sitting, exercising their dogs and playing with the kids and
Sunday afternoon in
enjoying the
Finches.
Sunday afternoon sun and taking lots of different selfies. What we're not looking forward to now is that long walk back up that hill, which was a bit of a killer to say the least. But it's the last one. It is the last one. Isn't that nice? So looking forward to a glass of bubbles tonight, Rosie?
Yes, either a glass of bubbles or half a pint of Guinness. I can't decide which.
Okay, in a nice deep bath.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And that was it. We'd reached the end of our adventure. It wasn't the grand, triumphal arrival we once imagined, but a gentle, sunlit afternoon. Families scattered along the stony shore, children laughing, walkers gathered outside the Bay Hotel with a cold glass of beer. A quiet, ordinary moment that somehow felt exactly right. The final path down to the famous sign, the one everyone wants their picture with, was far steeper than expected. Thankfully, we saved our celebration for after the climb back up. I can't imagine tackling that slope with a couple of cask ales from Wainwright's bar inside us. As I've been editing this series, I've been reminded of all the small lessons we learned along the way, tips for anyone attempting this crossing, especially if you're carrying your own kit. Even with years of long-distance hiking behind us, a few years' break had clearly softened our pack discipline and, if we're honest, our fitness too. So the first tip is simple. Start walking with a pack long before you set off. Give your body time to remember what it's like to carry weight. Using walking poles, and learn to use them properly. They're not just trekking fashion accessories. They can save your knees, share your load, steady you on slippery stones, and lift your gaze back up to the views you actually came for. And now, footwear, of course, is personal. We abandoned heavy boots years ago in favour of approach shoes, lighter, more connected to the ground, and far less tiring. Yes, our feet get wet, and no, we don't really mind. They dry very quickly from the heat generated by walking, and we've barely had a blister since. One that was relevant to us was pack weight, of course, and that's where the real pain begins. Traditional loads of 14 kilos or more are a recipe for misery. Aim if you can for under 10 kilos, excluding food and water, and treat your packing as a whole system. There's no point buying a lightweight pack and then stuffing it with heavy kit. Coming on to the route itself, there's one resource that outshines the rest, and that is the work of Albie Williams. Familiar probably to anyone on the Coast to Coast Facebook forums. With 50 crossings under his belt and an ever-updated trove of information, such as accommodation, facilities, route notes and so on, we should really have absorbed his wisdom long before we set off. Plus, of course, the Hiker app also proved invaluable once Simon had convinced us to use it. Good as it is, though, it doesn't really touch the quality and depth of Albie's meticulous notes. We were really surprised that some of the supported walkers were only provided with hand-drawn maps for each section. Please source something more reliable and understand how to read it. Heavy rain can turn an A4 photocopy into papier-mâché in no time. So the walk itself. The early days in the Lake District are tough. My advice would be to keep them short. 20-mile days in that terrain will soon drain your enthusiasm. Shorter days will increase your pleasure, and you can build up to those longer days on easier terrain later in the walk. And it's worth noting that while wild camping can sometimes be done responsibly, it is generally discouraged and often prohibited, particularly in the lakes. If you do it, you must leave no trace and slip away early. Mountain rescue is something worth mentioning too. Entirely volunteer run and funded only by donations. So be responsible, be prepared, and know how to use your safety equipment, whether you're having your luggage transferred or you're self-contained. Only 3 weeks after our climb up Loft Beck, just past the Black Sail YHA, the seasonal weather had returned, and a missing walker who failed to reach his destination was found there in tragic circumstances. A sobering reminder of how quickly the fells can turn. As we've mentioned throughout the podcast, facilities en route can be scarce. Coffee shops open late and close early, pubs later still, village shops and post offices have disappeared. So plan your food carefully. Campsites, of course, will often accept supply parcels, so I would say use that as an option. Finding camping gas looked fairly hard, and Patterdale was the only place we spotted anywhere that was selling it. And once again, the small bed and breakfast proved to be the beating heart of the journey, far more personal and helpful than any of the larger hotels. But ultimately, of course, the real question is, did we enjoy it and would we do it again? Yes, unequivocally, yes. A lot of our frustrations that we mentioned during the podcast were, of course, of our own making. But the scenery, well, the scenery was nothing short of magical. The route felt like a slow, deliberate stitching together of the best of the British landscape. Walking through it is an honour. The shifting style of stone walls, the changing flowers underfoot, the dawn chorus evolving with every county we crossed. These are the details we miss when life becomes a relentless rush from A to B. And as we walked, I often thought of how I'd do it next time. I'd carry less, far less, maybe even right down to just a bivvy bag, letting us stop anywhere and sleep when we're tired under the stars. As you heard, we were blessed with good weather this time. Sunshine, a cool breeze, only the odd few showers. But this landscape has teeth, and when the weather changes, you must be ready to bow to it. Alfred Wainwright wrote, "The fleeting hour of life of those who love the hills is quickly spent, but the hills are eternal. Always there will be the lonely ridge, the dancing beck, the silent forest. Always there will be the exhilaration of the summits. These are for the seeking, and those who seek and find, while there is still time, will be blessed both in mind and body." And perhaps that's the real ending to this journey. Because long after the soreness of your limbs fade and the pack weight is forgotten, it's the reminder that stays with you, that nature, in all its wildness and generosity, offers us a chance to slow down, to pay attention, and to feel small in the best possible way. To walk across a country is to be reminded of your place in it. And that was our Coast to Coast. I'll be releasing another podcast in a while, with my conversation with my walking friend Lee, who also crossed coincidentally just a few weeks prior to us. So if you want to hear the thoughts of another hiker on this route, do make sure you're subscribed to all the podcasts or the YouTube channel. And of course, you can always visit the website, theoutdoorstation.co.uk, and leave a comment or review there. Until next time, folks, I hope you've enjoyed that series, and take care out there. And of course, bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To hear or see more from our extensive free library, please visit theoutdoorstation.co.uk.